Hey, what is going on YouTube? This is Robert, your favourite yapper, is back for another video within the TCG scene, of course. Today, I don't know whether it's specifically just TCGs as a general thing, or whether it's your LCS, LGS type of situation, but today is something that has been irking me and annoying me for probably, I'd say, about 18 months, and that is going to be the prices. Okay, the prices of boxes in particular, or specifically booster boxes, obviously. Now, this could range across all other TCGs, you know, this could go across Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball, the list could go on and on, you know, Lorcana, but specifically today it is about One Piece, because that is the thing that I have been buying since 2023, so you know, it's just going to be one of those things, isn't it? I've got to talk about it, I've got to yap about it, and I've got to complain about it. So, let's get the quick thing out the way, which is first and foremost, if anyone is going to blame inflation, or going to say, well, the store has to make a profit, funnily enough, they were doing perfectly fine when the prices were what they were, okay? Now that the prices are what they are, I don't think that excuse can be used when places are constantly rising and lifting those price points, and people are just expected to go along with it. I mean, genuinely, you could have bought 3 booster boxes back in the day for the same price that they're trying to charge for a single one now. And people are like, yeah, that's market, that's how it is. No, that's not market. I don't know, and I genuinely don't know what they pay for a booster box. I have not got a clue. But the fact that over here you used to be able to pay $74 or $79.95 a box gives an indication that they probably paid like $50 or $60 a box. Maybe they got them less. If anyone actually knows or genuinely knows the price, I'd love to be told, because I've never seen a list or anything for the price points. I've seen people who have done Pokemon and they've shown you what the actual price they pay is, but I've never seen it for One Piece. I've never, you know, had the fortunate case where I can see the actual price and be like, okay, this is what they're paying. They're scamming us. But I will call out a couple of places who have done this, who across the board, everything else is very fair, but as soon as the prices started to come up with One Piece and up and up and up, they adjusted theirs, because resell obviously helps them put their prices up and people pay for it. I think that's the worst part, is that no matter the price people put things up to, people will still pay for it. And that is insane. And I don't fall for this anymore. I don't do it anymore. I pay what I want to pay. If I'm looking to pay 90 a box, I'm not going to pay 105 a box. I'm paying 90 a box. That's what I will find them for. So let's get into the quick start, which is obviously the announcement that obviously they're going to be doing in America what they've done in the UK, which is all your boxes will have the shrink wrap removed to stop resale. So as I said in a previous video, if a sealed box is say 400 and unsealed is 220, that gap is definitely going to drastically increase, purely because of the fact that getting sealed product now directly from Bandai and One Piece themselves is not happening. So best of luck with that, but yeah. Then you just have the standard announcement, you know, the US announcement for all of the things, which obviously states unsealed for OP14, all of the locations and everything, and what you're going to be getting, where it's one per payment method, and all the locations and timings and everything. So for those in America, you know, there you go. Right, let's get on with some of the tweets that I've seen in relation to this topic. So this one came up literally like 10 minutes before I clicked record. Yeah, 2 places, $2.50 for a box of OP14. One Piece boxes used to be $90 flat. That's what I've discussed with a friend. Back and forth, what did he used to pay? He paid $90. As you see, $140, that's decent. $290 pre-sale. Like, other people, fortunately with their LGS, $100. Great. Store in the mall, $325, $130 last night to local for good loyal players. Now that's great, but that is also a subject that I don't like, because I believe I've got a tweet of that ready, where basically a store is charging the standard, you know, like $120, $150, whatever it is now. But if you're not a player, no, you're paying $220 to $250 for a box instead. And I understand people that are playing, but there are also people that just want to rip and collect. They don't do anything beyond that. So to exclude them from that, like, just take the shrink wrap off if you're going to. Take it off. Problem solved. They're not going to resell it. You know they're going to open it. easy. And this is that exact tweet I'm on about. So my locals had 120 box for people that played in the pre-release, obviously. Regular boxes were 220 after that. It's not sustainable at all, because you're hoping and you're relying on the fact of, oh, we're going to get these people who are going to keep playing and we're going to sell X amount each time. It's not sustainable. If a set is terrible, if a set is not what people are after, it's not going to last. And I do understand this person's take on the whole fact that if people weren't participating in locals, if people weren't making it as popular as it was, then they would not be able to get the inventory that they're getting. They would not be able to keep up the supply and demand and keep expanding and keep making their store, you know, bigger and bigger and more sustainable in the long run. I completely understand that. But at the same time, if I've been going to a local and not playing for like 2 years, and then all of a sudden they say to me, oh, sorry, no, it's not $99.99 a box. It's actually like $159.99. And then someone walks in, they'd be like, oh, hi, like dap them up. And then they're like, yeah, it's $99.99. I'd be like, what? Oh, yeah, they started playing last week. It's like, okay, I've been coming here for 2 years. Like, so while I do understand the take of people participating in locals helps growth, long-term customers, if I was going to somewhere for a long duration of time and I've been supporting them for a long duration of time, I don't really understand that. It's, you know, it's a very give and take in a very difficult grey line area. Yeah, again, on the same subject, someone going to a store to line up at 6 a.m. just to get for MSRP and 5 people already there. It's turning into it. It's turned into the Pokemon. This is another one that stuck out to me as well, because someone went to the pre-release, obviously, or the release event, and there were no winners cards given. And the same store didn't have them at their last event. Ooh, you know, can't really excuse that, can we? But that's a separate note, but it's a subject that I've seen so consistently. These are probably the same stores that will try to charge $220 to $250 a box and then say, we had no pre-release or we had no winners cards, you know, it's just we didn't get sent them. It's cap, you know, obviously, because I think this card's like, I swear it's like 200, which is insane. I mean, it's well deserved, obviously, you know, fan letter and all, but damn. Let me get on to my personal experiences then, okay? OPO5 right here, okay? Before tax and what have you, overall $79.95, yeah? This is Chaos Cards, by the way, who I've loved. I've used for like 4 years now. Amazing. But this was about a week after I had ordered. They'd sold out, and then this was the price they put it up to. So you went from at the time, and nowadays people would be like, oh, that's a steal. Yeah, but that's only a steal because OPO5 is now 1,000. That's why you think it's a steal. But at that point in time, when you were trying to order multiple boxes, and I could only get one box at the time because that's all it showed us available. So when you're trying to get multiple boxes, let's say, for instance, $79.95, I order 4 boxes, okay? That's, what, $320-ish, near enough, for 4? Now let's say I order 4 boxes of this. That's going to be nearly £110 more, an entire box difference. Like, do you know what I mean? You could only get 3 for the same price as you could get 4 beforehand, which in the long run, that's a big, big, big difference. And to make matters worse, just during last year, I was fortunate enough to order OPO9 from them, okay? $91.95 a box. But that's what I ordered, okay? There was a notification email that came through saying, back in stock, OPO9, because I always sign up because you never know. Yet now I do know. $399.95. Now I know that's basically resale, like, or it's better than what resale is currently. But are you kidding me? Like, genuinely, is this a joke? Eclipse cards, pre-order of OP14, $169.95. What? Underworld Games, who I've ordered from beforehand, at $220. This was, I pre-ordered OP13 with them, so I got it for obviously a lot less. I'm happy. But then I got an email saying back in stock. I clicked on it, £220 for OP13. I paid 90 or 85 from them for a box. Like, I bought 2, so yeah. And now probably one of the worst ones is going to be Magic Madhouse. You will see it say sold out for these boxes, and you will understand that these are the prices that they put them up for, and they did sell out for. So EB03, that's fair, you know, ish. 120, I mean, not really, I don't really like 120. 115 on OP12, we have 379.95 on OP13, and I saw that as the price. That has sold out, but this wasn't what they always charged. That's the thing. They charge now based on how popular a set is and how much they can get out of it. So OP10 was 107, but PRB02 was 160. OP14, 114.95. See, they didn't think they were going to be able to get as much out of that. But EB01 was 180. 2 Legends, they had up for 107, but 2 Legends didn't sell, remember that. So they had to put it down for it to sell, you know. They've already got OP15 up for 119, but EB02 was 259.95 and it sold out. And the same thing happened for OP07. They couldn't sell it for 107, and this is what a lot of stores found, is that they tried to charge this 107 to 119 range. They didn't sell because people weren't wanting to pay that, because they could still pay $79.95, $84.95 and so on. So they had to bring those prices down. And this is just a continuous thing that you will see here with them, is that they then put this price up, because OP02 wasn't that price. OP02 was like $64.95 or $69.95, but they've put it up the instant that popularity came in, and it's just throughout. It really is. So some boxes, fair enough, you know, PRB01, but that was because they weren't selling for what they were, and when they got a restock of them, they just slapped those price points up. So now, personally for me, I'm not going to be paying 110, 150 in a box. If I find it for less, I find it for less and I get it. If I can't, then I won't get it, or I'll try my LCS and see if they have it. But overall, I'm just very tired and drained of this whole thing of, oh, but we've got to make a profit. Yes, you do, but why wasn't that the case 18 months ago? Why wasn't that the case a year ago? Why were you still charging under 90 a box a year ago, and now all of a sudden, oh, actually, we've got to charge 115, we've got to charge 120, we've actually got to put the price. Why? Why is that? Give me the actual explanation, and don't just say some, you know, oh, no, don't stutter, don't say anything like that. Say the actual reason, which is the fact that you can charge more because boxes afterwards sell for more. So as a result, you can put your prices up because people would rather pay 120, 150, 200 a box than 350, 400 on a resale box. That is the reason. Don't try to dance around, you know, this subject. Just say it as it is, because there is no reason why a card store should be putting boxes up for like 7 to 8 times what they actually pay for the box. It is insane. It's not right. Anything, as soon as they start trying to charge 5 times the actual retail, that's when it's like, Bandai, could you actually do something about this and intervene, because this isn't right? And while my friends said that the place that he went into tried to charge more for boxes, and beyond that they said they were going to get 50 boxes, and instead they're not. They're selling single packs because you can make more money and probably weigh them. And that's just straight up, because a lot of places will be very consistent, but then at the same time, when they see that, oh, instead of selling, I don't know, 10 boxes for 900, we can sell 10 boxes for 1500, or beyond that, we could sell packs for 10 a pop. Just saying. But anyway, that is this subject. I'm just very bored of and tired of seeing places charge more than what they should do. There was even, for me, there was Zatu Games, who I've had a very hit and miss history with, I'm not going to lie. If you are in UK, Europe, and they have things up for pre-order, don't pre-order. I waited like 14 months for something and they just couldn't provide an update. So, but they put boxes up for pre-order at like, I think it was like 89.95 or 89.90, 91.70, something like that. I clicked on it. it then said they weren't available and that the pre-order was soon. I was like, cool, waited for that, got the email, and then it said 107.60 or 107.90, and I was like, yeah, I'm not paying that. It's basically £20 more than what you had them up for. They've even done things for like 78.70, which is insane and so fairly priced, but then you go on for it and it's all of a sudden updated for like 20, 30, 35 pounds more, and it's like, well, I'm not doing that. But yeah, there are a lot of card shops as well that have closed in the time being that I used to buy off of, who were like £84 a box, which I loved, and they just stopped, and it's just one of those things that's just unfortunate in the end. Yeah, I really enjoyed when they were around as well, because you're supporting someone who's trying to get a business started, who's got like a terrible website, but just great customer service and support, and unfortunately they just can't carry on. So, but yeah, there are places that I love, like Loaded Dice. They're great. They stepped in to stop all of these bots and such, and people who just didn't really want products. And yeah, I think that went down quite well with them. They offered a really fair price as well, so I appreciate places like that. But yeah, I'm just tired of the whole price point and the whole no reasoning as to why you're trying to charge a certain price point, you know. And if anyone does know the price that they actually get it for, I'd love to know. But anyway, that's going to cover it from me. Let me know your experience down below, whether or not you've been able to get it for close to what it used to be, because it used to be 90. So if you've been able to get it for $100, $105, $110, or if you've been able to get it for the same in pounds, like the £90 range or £99 range, I think most stores do it. I'll probably just end up having to do that with my LCS in the end, because getting it online is becoming more and more just not realistic. So yeah. And I support them. I have done for a few years now, so yeah. But that's going to cover it from me. Like I said, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Other than that, I do hope that you have a good rest of your day. Best of luck everyone opening this week, or everyone who went to the pre-release. I hope people won. I'm just not... I'd have to relearn the game because I'm just not good. So yeah, that is going to cover it for me. So thank you very much. Hope that you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.